Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. This month, you're getting 20 PDF ebooks and workbooks for language learning. There are ebooks on the most common adjectives, nouns, and verbs, slang words and phrases, plus workbooks teaching you greetings, how to talk about time, and much more. You'll see all of our 20 ebooks and workbooks on the inside. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hi everyone, I'm Felice Angelini. Ciao a tutti, sono Felice Angelini. Welcome to another Italian whiteboard lesson. In this lesson, you learn a list of common hobbies in Italian. Hobbies can be great fun and help you to start a conversation. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. First, the verbs and then the verb phrases. Listen to me and pay attention to the Italian pronunciation. Leggere, to read. Leggere, leggere. Nuotare, to swim. Nuotare, nuotare. Sciare, to ski. Sciare, sciare. Cucinare, to cook. Cucinare, cucinare. Ballare, to dance. Ballare, ballare. Pescare, to fish. Pescare, pescare. Correre, to run. Correre, correre. Viaggiare, to travel. Viaggiare, viaggiare. Andare in campeggio. To go camping. Andare in campeggio. Andare in campeggio. Guardare la TV o TV. To watch TV. Guardare la TV or TV. Giocare ai videogiochi. To play video games. Giocare ai videogiochi. Giocare ai videogiochi. Ascoltare la musica. To listen to music. Ascoltare la musica. Ascoltare la musica. Fare shopping. To go shopping. Fare shopping. Fare shopping. Fare sport. To do sports. Fare sport. Fare sport. Fare foto. To take pictures. Fare foto. Fare foto. And photo is the abbreviation of fotografie. These are our top 15 hobbies in Italian. Well, let's look at the dialogue. Two friends are chatting together, and one is asking the other one about his hobbies. While I read, I want you to pay attention and see if you recognize any of the hobbies we have just learned. Qual è il tuo hobby? What is your hobby? Mi piace andare in campeggio. I like to go camping. Let's look at some more examples of people talking about their hobbies. Mi piace leggere. I like to read. Mi piace giocare ai videogiochi. I like to play video games. From all the examples, we can see there's a common pattern you can use when talking about things that you like to do. Mi piace, verb or verb phrase. I like, verb or verb phrase. Do you remember how to say to go camping? Andare in campeggio. Andare in campeggio. And how to say I like. Mi piace. Mi piace. Do you remember how to say I like to go camping? Mi piace andare in campeggio. Mi piace andare in campeggio. And how to say to read. Leggere. Leggere. Do you remember how to say to swim? Nuotare. Nuotare. And how to say to ski? Sciare. Sciare. Do you remember how to say to cook? Cucinare. Cucinare. And how to say to dance? Ballare. Ballare. Do you remember how to say to fish? Pescare. Pescare. And how to say to run? Correre. Correre. Do you remember how to say to travel? Viaggiare. Viaggiare. And how to say to watch TV? Guardare la TV. Guardare la TV. Do you remember how to say to play video games? Giocare ai videogiochi. Giocare ai videogiochi. And how to say to listen to music? Ascoltare la musica. Ascoltare la musica. Do you remember how to say to go shopping? Fare shopping. Fare shopping. And how to say to play sports? Fare sport. fare sport. Do you remember how to say to take pictures? Fare foto. Fare foto. In this lesson, we have learned a list of common hobbies in Italian. Thanks for watching, I'm Felice Angelini and I'll see you on ItalianPod101.com. A presto!
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're going to talk about the school culture in Italy. La cultura scolastica in Italia. La cultura scolastica in Italia. Scolastico comes from scuola, scuola with the C, be careful, not Q, scuola, which means school. First of all, let's talk about the length of studies. La lunghezza degli studi. Lunghezza degli studi. School is mandatory till 16 years old in Italy. Fino a 16 anni la scuola è obbligatoria. Fino a 16 anni, till 16 years old, la scuola è obbligatoria. School is mandatory. So you start with 5 years of elementary school, which is la scuola elementare. Scuola elementare, 5 anni, 5 years. 5 anni di scuola elementare. Then you have 3 anni di scuola media, 3 years of junior high. 3 anni di scuola media, media literally meaning medium. Then you have high school. 5 anni di scuola superiore. 5 anni di scuola superiore. Also called superiori. Superiori only. Like highs, which still means high school though. So even though it's a cycle of 5 years again, you could technically drop out after 2. Anyway, la scuola superiore, high schools, has 3 different types. Liceo. Liceo is that kind of school that actually prepares you for university. So we say that you get there in order to learn how to study for university, and you can choose a specialization already. We call them indirizzi, which literally means addresses, okay? But in this case, it's the specialization of the school. For example, you can find liceo linguistico, language liceo, which is actually the one I did, liceo linguistico, liceo scientifico, of course, scientific one, artistico, about arts, and also liceo classico, which is the one where you study things like Latin and Greeks. So you kind of studies the fundamental, the basics, in order to be ready to then study with, like, for example, rights or laws and so on. If you don't go to a liceo, though, so if you don't plan on going to university, actually you don't really have to go to a liceo in order to go to university. You can do that anyway, but you get, let's say, a better preparation, or at least that's what it's advised. So if you don't go to a liceo, though, you can still choose between un istituto tecnico, technician institute, literally, where you get more tools, let's say. Like, for example, there is the tecnologico, istituto tecnologico, or economico, where you can study economics or technologies and stuff like that. Otherwise, you can go to an istituto professionale, professional institute. These ones are more for people that just want to get a job, like, right away after school. In fact, here you get to know, like, how to do stuff. For example, you can go to Istituto Professionale Meccanico, mechanics, gastronomico, gastronomics if you want to be a chef, or let's say artigianale, in general, crafts, artigianale. No matter which type of school you choose, at the end of the 5 years, you have to do an exam, no matter which type of school you decide to go to, after the 5 years you have to take an exam, which is called Esame di Stato. Esame di Stato, state's exam, literally, but also called maturità. Maturità, which is the maturity. So once you get that, you are an adult, let's say, and you get your diploma. Diploma, so the certificate. La notte prima della maturità è molto dura. The night before maturità, maturity, so this exam, è molto dura. It's really tough. Because you're basically tested on everything that you studied in the 5 years and you don't really know like which subject. Also, it has to be said that before, even after elementary school and junior high school, you had to take an exam, like a summary kind of exam on the whole cycle that you took. Nowadays, you don't have to because it depends on laws, but it's always changing, so I wouldn't be too sure about that for the future. For all of them, of course, there are public institutions, but also private ones. So, la scuola pubblica, or la scuola privata, the private one. And there are also scuole cattoliche, which are the ones run by nuns. Up to you to decide which one to go to. But if you go to the letter, you cannot skip religion. Religione. So if you're going to the public school, you can choose for your kid not to attend to that, while of course if you choose a Catholic one, they have to go. Let's talk about other subjects as well. They're called materie. Materie. If you think about materials, maybe you'll remember this word. Materie. Italiano, Italian, grammatic and also literature. Sono molto brava in letteratura italiana. I'm really good at Italian literature. Sono molto brava in letteratura italiana, ma la grammatica mi annoia. But, la grammatica, grammar, mi annoia, bores me. So in the end, your mark wouldn't be that great because they go under the same materia, Italiano. Materia scolastica, of course, if you want to say school subject. Matematica, mathematics, matematica. Storia, history, storia. Geografia, geography, geografia. Arte, arts. Musica, music. Scienze motorie. So only scienze would be science, but scienze motorie is actually physical education. You can also say educazione fisica, but scienze motorie is also really common, and that means motores, sciences, meaning like what you use to move. Scienze motorie. Quale è la tua materia preferita? Qual è la tua materia preferita? Which is your favorite subject? La mia materia preferita è lingua straniera. My favorite subject is foreign language, lingua straniera. Nowadays, actually, kids study English at elementary school already, but it wasn't like that before. I think I started in junior high, and then you add another language, which could be English, French, or Spanish. So, inglese, lingua inglese, lingua francese if it's French, or lingua spagnola if it's Spanish. As for me, I also studied lingua tedesca, German language, for example. Something that has to be said, which I think is really interesting compared to other cultures in school, is that we stay in the same classroom the whole day. So you don't change classroom as a student depending on the subject that you're taking, on the class that you're taking, that you're learning, but it's the teacher that changes classroom. This may be really convenient because you don't have to move, right? Also, hours are made of 15 minutes, not an hour altogether, because then you have 10 minutes for the teacher to finish it, like to sum it up, to finish some things, and then exchange with the other one. But you stay in the same class the whole time, which also means that you have the same classmates for actually the whole cycle. So if you get some classmates first year of elementary school, you'll most likely stick with them till the end. Same things goes for junior high. Also is considered to be like, usually junior high is close to the elementary school, and when you go from one school to the other, and if some friends of yours are going to the same school, which most likely they are because they're really close by where you live already, you can like write who you would like to end up with in the same classroom. And if they do the same, then you will be with them, probably. So yeah, it's a long time to spend together, and also in high school as well. So you have 5 years and you're going to be with them the whole time. Of course, you can get transfers, some trasferimento, but i tuoi compagni di classe, your classmates, saranno gli stessi. Will be the same. Saranno gli stessi. Classes are, depending on schools, sometimes really crowded. For example, around 30 alunni. Alunni is another way to say students. 30 alunni. Then, if they keep like increasing, if someone else is coming, they may split the class up, ending up in 2 classes of around like 20 studenti. 20 studenti. For example, in my case, and I'm bringing you real experience examples, it was 30 people the first year of high school, then someone else came in, I think 30 is the maximum, and so we had to split, and then we were like 16 and 15. But that means that at the end of the cycle, so in high school, since some people dropped off, or because you can be bocciato, essere bocciato, to be bounced, literally, but it means that you failed the year, so you have to repeat it. Otherwise, you are promoted. So if some of them were bocciati, it meant that you were decreasing. In fact, my last year of high school, we were 11 only, which was a nightmare when you had to go through interrogations. Interrogazioni means like oral tests, because it was always your turn. Basically, it was really quick. Every school has around 30 hours per week, so kids go till 2 p.m. mostly, and then it could be that 2 afternoons they could stay more, or some schools go on Saturdays as well. Talking about time, let me also say that punctuality, it's really important. I mean, we do allow, let's say, 5 minutes maximum, but then you really do have to be sharp, except if you're going to university, which is università. Finishing our first topic, which was the length of studies, università can be università triennale, so 3 years university, the first cycle, magistrale, which are the 2 years of specialization after the triennale, and then il dottorato, which is PhD, il dottorato. Now, I was saying, when you're at university, there's actually il quarto d'ora accademico, which means the academic 15 minutes, the academic quarter of hour, which means that even though the lesson is supposed to start, let's say, at 8, because the lessons at university are longer than before, like in high school, it's actually 2 hours long. Usually that's a period. If the lesson is supposed to start at 8, it won't actually start before 8:15. Of course, it depends on the teacher, professore, but usually that's what they do, because like they allow everyone to get in, because it's like really a lot of people, right? And people are coming like from afar with trains and so on. So also the professor himself or herself takes his or her time. So yeah, quarto d'ora accademico means that 15 minutes of lateness can be accepted, and then the hour will start. Also because then when it finishes, you have to change. In university, it's you who changes, yes. You have to change classroom, so you also need time to move around. Let me finish with some curiosities. For example, we don't have any big ball, any prom. Non c'è il ballo di fine anno. There is no ending of the year party. Non c'è il ballo di fine anno. But we do have a pizzata di classe. Pizzata di classe, which is a class pizza, meaning that you go to a restaurant and eat pizza all together, and that's really common to do at the end of the year. Pizzata di classe. Also, we don't have un annuario, like, you know, the album where every student has his picture taken. No, we do have a foto di classe, a picture of the class, like all together. And it's really common to have a diary, un diario, that some schools provide, but you can get yours as well. And on there, then your classmates will write you a dedica, which is a note, like a dedication, I would say. They write something nice, it's supposed to be, to you, and then you always keep it. Not always, but you know, I do have them from school. So yeah, this is pretty much how school works in Italy. Let me know in the comments if you found something similar or really different compared to your school culture. Also, if you haven't done it yet and you want to learn more Italian, click the link in the description, download our PDF lessons, and learn Italian in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way possible. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're going to talk about the top 10 universities in Italy. Le 10 migliori università in Italia. Le 10 migliori università in Italia. How would you know, you could ask, right? Because I'm no one to establish that. But there's an institute who actually does that. It's called Censis, Centro Studi Investimenti Sociali, Social Investment Studies Center, the center where you study social investments, and it was founded in 1964, and since then it has been analyzing all universities. Of course, there are different groups and categories because it depends on size, if they're public or not, and so on. But there are some general criteria, like for example the services they offer to students, or how much international they are, or even the digital communication, and so on. So based on that, I'm telling you the top 10. If you want to go into details, there are different categories, as I was saying before, but this is the general, like the mixed classification, and it goes from a score of 96, the first one, till around 80 out of 100, of course. And the first one is Università Bocconi di Milano. Università Bocconi di Milano. Founded in 1902, as you may have noticed, Milano means that it's in Milan, and it's private. It was the first university to offer economics majors in Italy, so it still is famous for that major. It really became a status to say that you went to Bocconi or that you graduated there. In fact, people say that it's easier to find a job if you say that you graduated there, right? Because the name is really important in Italy. The thing is that there has been a bit of controversy as well, because people say that in the end, even though it's private, they're taking some funds from the public institutions because it's in the interest of Italy as well to keep having such a good prestige in a university. So it's like, who's those money and blah, blah, blah. But that's up to you to decide if you want to believe that or not. Still, it's the first one and it's really, really famous in Italy. Number 2 is Università Luis with double S, which is not a name, it just stays for Libera Università Internazionale Studi Sociali, so Free International Social Studies University. It's also known as Luis Guido Carli, because Guido Carli was the president from 1977 to 1993. Mind that it was founded just like 3 years before he was president, so basically the whole time he was president. That's why it's called with his name as well. And it was founded by one of the brothers Agnelli, which is a really rich family and powerful in Italy, because they founded a lot of the companies that you may know from Italy. It's based in Rome, same as the third one, Università LUMSA, which means Libera Università Maria Santissima Assunta. This one, as the name may suggest, it's a Catholic university. It's the second oldest school in Rome after La Sapienza. It was founded in 1939, and it also has a branch in Palermo. This one, same as the second one, the LUIS, is famous for its majors in law, political science, and economics. Number 4, it's the University of Bologna, which is also known as Unibo, which is like University Bologna, and also Alma Mater Studiorum, which was the name in Latin. Pretty cool, huh? It's cool not only for the name, but also because it's the oldest university in the world. It was founded in 1088, okay, and it's still operating. So of course it's really prestigious. It even has museums inside, and it's interesting also because it was founded by students, basically. There was like a group of students that wanted to have someone who taught them, so they collected some money and they even offered that to professors, and that's how the university started. Here there are 32 majors, so you can find basically anything. It goes from laws to languages to agriculture, everything. Number 5, Università Italiana di Perugia, Perugia's University, founded in 1308. This one is also pretty old, and it's famous for its emblem, actually, because it has a saint on one side and a griffin on the other one. So both the holy and pagan spirit, let's say. Here too, a lot of majors, 14, from chemistry to architecture. Number 6, Università degli Studi di Trento. Founded in 1962, it also became famous because it was a center of the protests of '68 in Italy. In fact, it's famous for his social studies major. But it's also really involved in food and pharmaceutical studies and environment as well. In fact, it's famous for having agreements with Innsbruck and Bolzano as well. Università degli Studi di Udine, number 7. If you don't know where Udine is, it's like even after Venice. So basically close to the one that we were talking before. This one is interesting because it's the only university where, on top of Italian, of course, known as the standard language, there's also Friulano, which is Friuli Venezia Giulia's dialect. Friuli Venezia Giulia is the region of Udine, also the region of Venice. That's maybe why you may have heard that before as well. And this university too, as the one in Bologna, was founded because people asked for it. Number 8, Università degli Studi di Padova, Padua. This one was founded in 1222 because people from Bologna actually moved to have another branch, especially to be free to study what they wanted. In fact, especially religion-wise, this is known to be a free university because after the counter-reform, it was still free for all. Number 9, Università degli Studi di Roma, La Sapienza, the knowledge, literally. As I mentioned before, this one is also really old, and it's the biggest in Europe. Founded in 1303, nowadays it has many sites around Rome where you can study, and it's basically where most of the powerful people in Italy studied. Lastly, number 10, Università di Napoli Federico II, Università di Napoli Federico II in Naples, named after Federico II of Svevia, actually, which was the king of Sicily, but also known to be the emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. So for all the universities which I didn't specify the major they're famous in, it basically means that they have all of them, because nowadays like they kept expanding, so you can find pretty much everything you want to study. Okay, also I would like to add some vocabulary. because since it was more about universities themselves, we didn't talk about Italian language, but I want you to know that saying I attend blah 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 university is io frequento, so frequentare is to attend, io frequento l'Università di Torino, which wasn't mentioned, but it was my university, so that goes for my example. Io frequento l'Università di Torino. To drop out of university, you say lasciare. Lascio l'università. Lascio l'università. Then I want you to know that study cycles are divided into triennale, so 3 years, triennale, magistrale, which are the 2 years that you put on top of the 3. So basically it's a 5-year cycle, magistrale. Then of course you have il dottorato, doctors, or master. We also say master degree, master. Something that you may want to ask is borsa di studio, so scholarship, borsa di studio. And the most common majors are economics, business, so economia, law, jurisprudenza. This is such a long name, it's pretty cool to say, jurisprudenza. Matematica, lingue straniere, foreign languages, and medicina, medical studies. So, if you had the chance, quale università scegli? Which university do you choose? Let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on italianpod101.com. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.
Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. This month, you're getting 20 PDF ebooks and workbooks for language learning. There are ebooks on the most common adjectives, nouns, and verbs, slang words and phrases, plus workbooks teaching you greetings, how to talk about time, and much more. You'll see all of our 20 ebooks and workbooks on the inside. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire. Want to learn your target language in 10 minutes a day or less? Mastering a language does take some time, but you can learn in just 10 minutes a day if you have the right resources. 5 easy ways to learn in under 10 minutes a day. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. Why learning in small chunks of time is the best approach if you want to become fluent, and 2. The 5 resources you can use to learn the language fast. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. So, how can you learn a language in 10 minutes or less? Well, first you need resources that help you learn in small chunks of time. And once you can put in a few minutes a day, every day, then you'll have a strong learning routine. You'll finally be consistent, and this consistency will carry you to fluency in the long run. And if 10 minutes isn't enough, you can easily add more time once you have that learning routine. So if you're a beginner who dreams of becoming fluent, and if you don't yet have a learning routine going, then be sure to apply these tips. Now, what kind of resources help you learn in 10 minutes or less? Number 1, our free Word of the Day email lessons. Actually, this will only take you 1 or 2 minutes at most. Every day, you get a new word sent directly to your email. And all you have to do is check the meaning, hear the pronunciation, and review the example sentences. This is an effortless way to boost your vocabulary in no time at all. Number 2, our 3 to 15-minute language lessons. If you're learning with our system, you get audio and video lessons by real teachers that are just a few minutes long. And in those few minutes, you, 1, hear a practical conversation. 2, get every word and grammar rule explained. 3, have the conversation repeated several times just to help it stick. And 4, learn some cultural tips related to the lesson. So for those few minutes, you get the best possible return for your time. You learn vocabulary, grammar, conversation, culture, improve your listening, and you can practice speaking if you repeat along, and reading if you read along with the lesson notes. Number 3. Drill words with our flashcards. If you want to boost your vocabulary and speak more, you can take those few minutes and drill vocabulary with our spaced repetition flashcards. A study session could be anywhere from 3 to 7 minutes long, depending on how many words you need to review. Just look for flashcards in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. Number 4. Learn with our PDF conversation cheat sheets. If you want to spend a few minutes mastering words and phrases around a specific topic, like weather or talking to family, then check out our PDF conversation cheat sheets. You can download these to your phone or print them and read through whenever you have a few spare minutes. Just look for our occasional cheat sheet emails when you join our learning system. And number 5, practice writing with our free writing worksheets. You can print these and spend 10 minutes writing words out. With these worksheets, you get words and phrases for common topics, like introducing yourself, must-know adjectives, and more. Again, to get these worksheets, you'll need to be on our email list. We email out these worksheets several times a month. So, if you want to get access to these resources and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.